Welcome back to Final Fantasy V. Last time, we continued on through the interdimensional rift, and now we're going to keep doing that, but in the final area. And you can tell it's the real last area because it looks cool as hell. Also, it's got King Behemoth. So, King Behemoth's a real bastard, in that it will counter whatever you do. It will counter physical attacks with further physical attacks, and a critical attack at that. If you use magic on it, it will use Meteor on you, so I would recommend against using magic on King Behemoth, because otherwise it hurts a lot.
Yeah, Behemoths are one of those Final Fantasy monsters that has a reputation for being a motherfucker.
Luckily, this is Final Fantasy V, so, like, if you are adequately prepared, you should be able to kill it, much like you can with Iron Giant, who is also normally a gigantic bastard. And hey, that looks like a familiar face over there. Hey, buddy, we thought we'd lost you! Preemptive strike on Gilgamesh. Well, I mean... as always, we want to steal from him because he's got a piece of Genji equipment. Alright, so, Gilgamesh, it's been ages. How have you been? You, doing alright? You're still in your second form. Ow. Okay, well... so the music doesn't change, so you can tell this isn't a real fight. But we do have to hit him a few times so he realizes that it's us. He's been fighting through the rift for so long that he's just kind of coming out swinging immediately. Zounds! 'Tis no beast, just parts!
You know, it's apparently pronounced Zoons.
Disagreed.
Well, it's a shortening of his wounds, as in Jesus' wounds on the cross.
I still disagree. Detectives have pronounced it Zounds, and I believe them.
Let us ingress post-haste!
We're just giving Gilgamesh directions to leave. Man, what could have been?
Why wasn't the OVA about that?
God, the OVA could have just been the entire story, but Gilgamesh just forces himself into the party. Oh, he was gonna say good friend. Hasta la bye-bye! There he goes. And he walks out. Well, there goes Gilgamesh. I'm happy he's alright. I'm glad he was not killed when X-Death sent him to the Void. So, with that done, though, we are now in the second area, which... I know what to look forward to. Oh, hey, it's movers.
Alright,
so,
fuck
movers.
this enemy.
Yeah?
I don't have any story. Anything that small in the final dungeon, don't fuck around with it. Kill it instantly.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. I want to say they have Delta attack if you don't kill them quick enough. Future me will mention it, though. But movers appear, like, semi-frequently in the Final Fantasy series, and they are usually Final Dungeon enemies. They also usually give you a lot of whatever the game's respective, like, version of ABP is. So, yeah, I believe that was 199 right there. So... this final dungeon is decent for grinding ABP. They give you a lot more of it than Object to Arts do, but of course, you can't just level 5 death them all to, well, death. So, you actually have to legitimately fight if you want to grind in this part of the interdimensional rift, but like, if you do come out here, it can make things go pretty quickly. We've also got Gorgomeras, which are the most unremarkable enemies in this dungeon. Alright, so just as a quick word of advice, I do really hope after the, Twinacia, or whatever his name was, after that fight, you should have gone back to use the save points. And that's going to be especially useful when you find this chest and you aren't prepared for a monster attack from the second super boss, Shinryu. Hey, guess what, motherfucker? You're about to be murdered by a dragon unless you're ready. So I decided to use the Berserk Staff, because Shinryu has so many elements at his disposal. For one, he's got Tidal Wave. He will always open with Tidal Wave, so if you don't have Coral Rings, you're probably just going to die. So I've elected to Berserk him instead. Now, he is incredibly powerful, which means Earthen Wall is a necessity, so I'm not killed on the spot. So Ferris has her entire strategy right now. She will continue summoning Golem, and that's it. As for everybody else, I'm going to haste. Don't bother trying to haste Shinryu, because he's kind of a gimmick boss. And, you know, much like most bosses, he really doesn't take shit. So yeah, this is basically a damage race. He doesn't have enough health to survive what I'm doing for long, but he would absolutely obliterate me.
It's pretty telling that the Berserk Staff is your strategy here, considering he's doing 9,000 points of damage with every attack.
Yes, this is preferable. So, yeah, basically, he will probably party wipe you with Tidal Wave, and even then he has so many other spells. He's got Atomic Wave, he's got Maelstrom, he's even got some blue magic spells. Also, he has incredibly high evasion, both physical and magic. So, like, while he is vulnerable to a bunch of spells like Slow and other status effects, they probably won't hit him without a gimmick, like hitting him with the cannon shots that hit with status effects, or, again, the Berserk Staff. Also worthy of note, he does absorb Holy, so I had to remove Lena's staff, otherwise she would be healing him constantly. There are, however, some good weapons for him. Anything that kills dragons is incredibly useful. So, it's nice that we have a boss who is a dragon, so that can actually come in helpful. Obviously, stuff like Jump will be incredibly useful, because that just gets you out of the battlefield for a bit, so he can't just kill you with a party attack. Anyway, there we go, I killed Shinryu. I made him real mad, so that he just kept punching my golem into the stratosphere, forcing me to call him back. We get Ragnarok, one of the best swords in the game, especially pre-GBA version. Alright, so let's see. Oh, there it is. Alright, so there's a Dragon Seal. It doesn't do anything except say, yeah, you killed Shinryu, good for you. Alright, so, with Shinryu dead, I don't think anything can really scare me in this dungeon anymore. Like, there's not really anything that can offer much of a challenge. Wait, no, it's just Crystal Dragon, it's fine. It's just a Shinryu recolor. It's fine. It's fine. God, that is such a dick move, though.
I'm back, Bartz!
So just either you find this guy before you fight Shinryu, and then you find Shinryu and you're like, oh, this guy shouldn't be a problem, I killed Crystal Dragon. Or you find him afterwards and it's like, oh, motherfucker. It's this bitch, he's dead. Also worthy of note, Crystal Dragon has the Dragon Lance to steal from, which is also a weapon that is effective against dragons, so if you steal from the Crystal Dragon, you can make Shinryu easier. You might want to save Shinryu for later, because we haven't seen a save point. And now we have a guy named Necrophobe. He's incredibly afraid of dead things. It's me, Frieza, and my screaming barriers!
I was gonna say Brainiac.
Well, I seem to be in the wrong series. Alright, so Necrophobe is a gimmick boss. He truly is invincible. He has his 4 barriers. I don't know, is that a callback to Extet's Castle? Well, unlike Extet's Castle, you do need to kill all the barriers, so his is better. He also does the Reflect strategy, where he reflects spells off of himself, except I've already killed Shinryu, so this is not scary in the slightest. Like, oh no, what was that, 800, 900 damage? Ah, eek, oh no. Oh, what's Flare going to do? Oh, 1,000 damage. Oh, I'm terrified. Look. I had spent, like, the previous, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes just getting party wiped by Shinryu, just doing things, until I finally figured out a good strategy. Figured out the winning combination of just make him mad. So yeah, while this is an interesting gimmick for a fight, it is by far less terrifying. You should be able to take care of the barriers no problem. I'm also technically probably way over-leveled considering the grinding I did, but he's never been that scary. Well, you didn't take any damage there, though. You're working on cartoon logic, Necrophobe. If you just didn't realize your barriers were... you didn't realize your barriers were gone, they would have stayed. Anyway, oh damn. What a terrible power he has. He gave Lena sunglasses and that was it. Good job, idiot. So yeah, at this point, he's really not a problem. Pretty much just gonna start attacking him, and that's it. He's done. What else are you gonna do, buddy? So technically this is an optional boss, but you're going to want to fight him for a few reasons. If we keep going, and pass him by, we actually reach the final boss. And we still haven't seen a save point yet, so, you might not want to just traipse in there unprepared. Second off, here comes Gilgamesh. I thought you just left.
I look like a jerk for all of history.
Alright, so... Gilgamesh stepping up at the end.
There is something funny about Gilgamesh being worried about being perceived as a jerk for all of history.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so... As nice as it is that Gilgamesh is helping us out here, the same rule applies that has applied to most of his fights. You can steal the final piece of Genji equipment from him, and absolutely have the Thieves' Glove on your thief. You really want that, because if you miss this opportunity, either you just have to have an incomplete set, or you have to reload your last save, which was back at the castle.
Just before the Shinryu fight.
Yeah, so unless you beat Shinryu and then walked all the way back out, which you might have, I don't control you, I don't know your life, but I didn't. But... really, Gilgamesh? You're saying your last goodbyes, but come on. Hey. Getting threatened with gender norms is what gave Ferris the final push she needed to get that piece of armor.
You need to learn to act like a woman. Hey, no, not with the armor. No, that's the opposite of what I said.
I'm being all like all the cool women thieves. How do you know that, Gilgamesh? Were you around for all of those?
He's just making an educated guess. She just seems like the type.
You look like you've probably poisoned yourself like 2 or 3 times for animals. Damn, we never got to solo Gilgamesh with Bartz.
Hey, quick question. Mano a mano is Spanish. Do you know what it actually means? It means hand to hand. Mano is hand. It's just very funny to hear Gilgamesh talk about how much he wants to fight without weapons.
I mean, he does have plenty of arms, but Bartz isn't the one with the barehanded skill. Gilgamesh, no! We didn't even need you to do that. Necrophobe wasn't even that difficult.
He already did the hard part.
Well, Gilgamesh is dead forever once again. And now we have a save point which looks slightly more ominously red than the others.
It's we have the evil save point.
This is the dark save point. We're getting a bad night's sleep in here.
Colloquially, they call me the lose point.
And with that, next time on Final Fantasy V, it's time for the final confrontation with X-Death, so we will, for real this time, be beating Final Fantasy V.